I got this in British Columbia. I think it was 2017. Works pretty good. I get about 8 to 10 hours of battery life on a charge. So I can just about go anywhere. In fact, I only lost one battery cell driving down here. It said it was an hour and 45 minutes to walk from my house to here. So I only lost one battery cell. That's pretty darn good, because if I have 10 gauges on my battery, every hour represents either 6 red lights or 4 green lights. So I haven't used any of my battery charge hardly at all. Had some problems last summer. I didn't know that gel batteries discharge, and didn't charge up my batteries all winter long. But the scooter was in a heated garage, but because the gel batteries went dead, I had to get new ones. So I went to a local disabled store here in Saskatoon, and they sold me lead acid batteries, and they were defective, and they wanted me to this summer. They told me that there was no warranty, and then they told me that, well, the batteries would be prorated. And then I phoned the store that they get the batteries from, and they replaced them free of charge. So just goes to show, if you don't complain and ask questions and check things out for yourself, you're going to be ripped off. Because that's what the whole business is all about, is resale. Sell you today, make sure you come back tomorrow. So again, on my next video when I get home, I'll be outing out the last of the fraudsters that have tried doing fraud during this COVID crisis. In case you're wondering what COVID-19 stands for, Certified I forgot what the O stands for. Certified that you are COVID-19 clean. So I found that out from Catilla the Hun, freedom fighter, on her YouTube channel. She was doing a podcast talking about the virus. So makes you wonder, but we do know one thing. The world should be suing China for the costs of all of our medical money that we had to spend on them tampering with biological and then keeping it a secret from the world and sending their citizens and everybody else all over the world to infect the rest of us. Really nice, China. Thank you. So once again, to Mark and Glenn, the sun's kind of in my screen, so I can't see everybody that's there, but thank you for joining me. You're watching Heidi Ho, Canadian Freedom Fighter, and we're at the Saskatoon impound lot. We have somebody coming out. I wonder if we're going to make contact. No, just closing the gate. Well, at the beginning of the video, we cruised down to the far end of the parking lot of the impound, and we found 4 police cruisers hidden in the back away from anybody to be able to see them. I wonder if they're paying a daily fee for storing them here. Or why aren't they written off? Why aren't they being fixed? What are they doing at the impound lot? Fabian, thank you for joining me on Facebook Live. I really appreciate you tuning in. You're actually watching Heidi Ho, Canadian freedom fighter, on YouTube. After my assault at the Federal Corrections Jail in Abbotsford, I found out about being able to video live on Facebook. So I appreciate you guys being there. Mark just joined in. Hey Mark, thank you for joining me on Facebook. You're watching Heidi Ho, Canadian freedom fighter, down at the Saskatoon impound lot. It's in our Charter of Rights that nobody can interfere with us doing public photography. You can't be arrested for doing public photography. Police can't interfere with you. You don't even have to talk. Hey, Scott Crossman just joined. Hey, Scott. Great to see your name on my screen. You're watching the Heidi Ho Canadian Freedom Fighting channel on YouTube, Scott and Mark. And I was just saying that in our Charter of Rights, it's against the police to seize your equipment, delete your equipment, unless they have a court order. Well, in Abbotsford, when I was doing the federal penitentiary, I was beat up by the 2 guards. The Abbotsford police arrested me for what? Still don't know. I received a brain injury and a torn rotator cuff. So I'm looking at pressing charges against the guards. I was told that my investigation warranted there was no assault, and I told the police officer that was doing the investigating, well, how can you do an investigation if you don't interview the witnesses that witnessed the assault? So now that cop wants to know the names of the witnesses, which I will be giving them to him. But needless to say, they violated my Charter of Rights. So I will be suing the police officer that forced me to delete my videos. In Canada, police do not have qualified immunity. So when they wrong us, we can personally sue them. So I have a lawsuit that I'm starting against a cop in Saskatoon who violated my rights when I was doing the video Brink's Fault on my YouTube channel. We don't even have to talk to the police. We're on no obligation to help them in any way, shape, or form with their investigations. We don't even have to say nothing. However, this cop threatened me with arrest for obstruction, so I will be suing him, and I will be suing Saskatoon City Hall. Easier to serve the city solicitor than it is to serve the cops. So I'll be doing that in small claims court. And for $100, I get to sue them. And if my income's low enough, I don't pay anything either. So it's a beautiful day in Saskatoon. I haven't been able to get out and record anything for a long time. Not since around March the 10th or 9th in Abbotsford. So it's been a while. We've been videoing for looks like 10 minutes. So after about the 20-minute mark, if the don't have a contact or if police show up, there's not only will I have to give the Saskatoon impound a pass, and who knows if they phone the police. We can only tell that when they show up. But it's nice living back in Saskatoon, Scott. But I also have a residence in Mission, BC that I fly back and forth to every 6 weeks, which the last time I was there was in March. But now with the virus, I'm not flying back to my second location. Being retired, and for $420, that's a round trip to Saskatoon to Abbotsford and back to Saskatoon. So that's pretty cheap. I always enjoy going through security at the airports because my medical marijuana license says I'm good for 21 ounces in my possession. So they've never harassed me yet, except once when I was coming back from having some joints outside the Calgary airport, and when I went through security, they found 4 ounces of my medical marijuana, and I guess after they made a few phone calls, they returned all of my medical marijuana back to me. But I didn't realize because I wasn't paying attention. But in the 2013 Health Canada license, it clearly states that you may buy from a licensed producer. Now that they quit selling pot in 2013, 55,000 people in Canada are suing Health Canada for putting a return address of medical marijuana, Health Canada. So there's 55,000 people suing Health Canada in a class action lawsuit. But that's been going on now for 7 years. But your medical license that your doctor fills out is 2 pages. The first page is if you do not choose to have a licensed producer, or if you want to buy it anywhere you want. But page 2 is only if you choose to buy from a licensed producer, and then if you change producers, you have to get a new license from your doctor that says you are now buying from this producer. But I have the privilege of buying anywhere, at any time, from anybody, and 21 ounces in my possession. So I'm never out of pot. See, there's a few people that have come outside. But Mark and Scott, thank you for joining me on Facebook Live. Check me out on my Heidi Ho Canadian Freedom Fighting channel, Canadian Freedom Fighter channel, and hit like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. After I get 1,000 subscribers, I can also then record live on YouTube, but right now I can just record live on Facebook. So when I go home, I'll upload this to my YouTube channel. But I do have 5,700 people that have viewed my videos, so I'm really appreciative to all of the people that have viewed my videos. When you hit the like button, it does the algorithm for YouTube, and the more like buttons you have, the more possibility that YouTube will randomly show your videos. So once again, hit like, subscribe, leave me a message. Looks like John just joined us on Facebook. Hey John, you're watching Heidi Ho, Canadian Freedom Fighter. I'm in Saskatoon down at the impound lot, doing our Charter of Rights, public photography, and so far nothing, no contact from guards, workers, anybody. So when I shut this video down, it's going to be a pass for the Saskatoon impound lot. But we did find 4 police cruisers smashed up, hiding in the back of the lot. When I do go, I'll go back there and re-video those cars. In fact, I think I'll do that now while I have Scott and John in the house. So, here we go on my electric scooter, back down to the far end of the impound lot. So, we've got 2 lawsuits that are happening in Abbotsford. 1 assault case. 2 lawsuits happening in Saskatoon. 1 against a police officer, because in Canada police officers do not have qualified immunity. So he interfered with me when I was doing my Brinks Vault video. So he forced me to ID, or he was going to arrest me for obstruction. Except being a rookie, he didn't even know that we don't even have to talk to him. We don't have to provide our ID unless we're suspected of committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime. And in this case, nothing of the sorts. Here we have a security guard. He's on the phone to somebody, but here's the police cruisers.